Welcome to the Roos Tip and Loz podcast, kept hot by Ream. You can listen to this podcast anywhere you like, even in the shower. Ream, Australia's favourite hot water.
Win big by servicing at Peter Kittle Toyota, Para Hills West. T's and C's apply.
Get all the news you need.
104.7 Triple M.
Hello, Adelaide.
No one knows Adelaide like these guys. Triple M Breakfast with Roos Tip and Loz.
Overnight news.
Port Adelaide Chairman David Koch has been appointed to the chairman role of South Australian Tourism Commission, which is a big job and an important job for our state. And I think everyone thinks he'll probably do a pretty good job, even though he lives in another state. But he travels back here every, he'd be here once a month, and he knows a lot about Adelaide.
He's obsessed with Port Adelaide. Like, he loves this place. Yeah.
I think it'd be a great appointment.
I don't think you need to live here, because it's about telling the rest of Australia and the rest of the world about South Australia, isn't it? And so,
as long as you know what's going on here.
Yeah, he'd have a good perspective of how we're perceived, which I think we don't have a very good perspective of that. Like, I don't know whether people still think of us as a backwater or if they think we're exciting. I have no idea.
We're in positive territory.
It's how we spread
everyone.
our message and how we tell the rest of the world. So I don't think it matters that he lives in Sydney personally. And that I hope that's not a biased point of view. I actually mean that. I think.
Well, he's done a good job doing the port job interstate. Like, to be able to do what he's done with that, that's even more important, you'd think, to live here.
Yeah. Shall we hear from him?
South Australia is on the map of so many eastern staters now. Koshi, using his expertise to really seize on the momentum that the state has already got before it. I think having that interstate perspective on how the rest of the world sees South Australia is pretty valuable.
There'll be 6 new hotels in Port Adelaide within 3 months.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, what's happening in our hospitals, Roo?
Our hospitals are full at the moment. They're so busy with respiratory illnesses like COVID and the flu at the moment that they've actually stopped a lot of elective surgery at the moment. I think they're still doing the ones that absolutely need to, but they have put elective surgery on hold, which that's going to annoy a hell of a lot of people. But not only are there a lot of people in hospital at the moment with COVID and the flu, as I said, but there's some ridiculous amount of hospital staff away sick with COVID.
Yeah.
And there are at schools. I coach out of the school, and they said they had a heap of teachers out the other day. I know my lad's home crook at the moment. There's a lot of illness, and we haven't even really got started winter yet.
It happens at schools, doesn't it?
There's a lot of more COVID around than people think.
Yeah.
There was 1,500 cases a couple of weeks ago. That's a lot.
Yeah.
There's 150 people in hospital with COVID.
Yeah. It hasn't gone away,
No,
that's for sure.
it's just not reported as much.
Now, Loz, you're my go-to when we talk about things like AI and
Oh,
this sort of
God,
stuff.
that's a worry if that's the case. Yeah.
But you're the expert on it, really, in this room.
In this room.
Yes. Robert Irwin arrested, right? You see that and you go, no, surely not.
What, little Robert
Yeah,
Irwin,
yeah,
a sweetheart?
That's it.
Now, we want to see a nice big reaction out of him. Yeah, he's keen. Happy, mate.
Chip off the old block.
Oh, that roar.
That was great.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to throw this at him. Go, bail.
Bow, 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 bow.
Headlines, and there's a video. He's being arrested. He's handcuffed. Well, it's all fake.
It's AI.
And I just wonder, what are we going to do? I think this whole argument is gaining momentum around the world. We're talking about, obviously, kids on social media, but AI and the fake stuff that's out there, and I don't know. It has got a lot of people talking at the moment.
Well, you just feel like you can't trust vision anymore. You know?
Which is sad.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like you have to see something in person to believe it. And
So if you see it, it's not real. If
Yeah.
you love Robert Irwin,
If you do something wrong, just blame it on AI.
that's it.
Oh, yeah.
It was fake.
Yeah, that video of me holding up that place, that was AI, that
that's
was.
right.
Running
Yeah.
down nude down running the wall. That wasn't me.
But could have
It made
been.
my boobs saggier than they actually are.
Right.
Interesting choice.
Yeah.
Loz, what time did you go to bed last night? Your eyes look like they're hanging out of you.
I am so...
Roo.
I'm
No, not. She looks beautiful as always, but she looks...
No, I did not sleep last night. I reckon I got about 2 hours sleep. I was tossing and turning, which is I'm meant to be telling you a sleep hack.
Yeah, exactly. Clearly doesn't work. Yeah.
No.
Real authority
I should have
No,
held
it
that
worked that
comment
well.
until
She got-
the sleep action.
No,
What was I doing?
If it hadn't have worked, she wouldn't have got the 2 hours sleep.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
sneezing because I
Glass
have got
half full.
allergies at the
I've got
moment.
this terrible at the moment
I
myself.
can't fall asleep because I keep waking
Yeah.
myself up with a
I know.
sneeze.
So there's something going on. I've never sneezed like this ever before.
And my antihistamines aren't cutting the
No,
mustard.
not working. Anyway, hey, final story in overnight news. Do you remember, it's quite a few years ago now, but there was a big cheating scandal in Britain with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And in
What
fact,
coughing?
the coughing thing, people got arrested over it. Months later, it was like a year later. Someone went, hey, there was something wrong with it. What they did, Roo, one cough, the answer's A. Two coughs, the answer's B. They had 4 people in the room that were great at all different subjects. They said, if we all get together, one's good in science, one's good in maths, one, you know what I mean?
That's like the casino.
Right, so they won.
Yeah.
They won. Anyway, another cheating scandal. The show we've been watching, the 1% Club, Loz. Another cheating scandal.
Love it,
Lovely
yeah.
couple in the audience.
Rowena Duckett.
Hi.
I love that name, Duckett.
Thanks. It's not mine.
It's not your name?
It's my husband's name.
Oh, right. Where's your husband?
Sitting over there.
that's them.
Oh, he's here.
So
Yeah.
her name's Rowena. She got the question right. His name's Jason. He's sitting over the other side. I'll give you the question. To which body part can you add one letter at the start to make it the word for the job it does? Right? Now, I'll cut to the chase. So it's ear, and you put an H on the start. Well, Jason Duckett is sitting over the
What
other
was he
side.
doing?
He was rubbing his earlobe, wasn't he? Just to casually put his finger and start rubbing his earlobe. She got the answer right. Now, he's saying, hang on. It was just like a nervous thing. I just started scratching my ear.
Yeah.
And he's claiming absolute coincidence, innocence, etc.
It's also a total unconscious thing sometimes people do. You know, if someone's talking about noses, people will often touch their nose.
Just touch their nose.
It's just a thing.
He's claiming that. But anyway, it was caught on camera, and the whole of Britain's anti-Jason Duckett saying he cheated. And
Oh,
they don't deserve the money.
no.
Yeah. So there you go.
They're anti-Duckett. I'm pro-Duckett.
The top 5 things we learnt on Rude, Dits and Loz this week. Number 5. With our Quickie contest, you have to name 3 things in 5 seconds. And Monday, we learnt Chad still had his mind on the weekend.
G'day, Chad.
G'day, bro.
Junior, you ready to go?
Yeah, mate.
All right, give us 3 things you buy in a bag.
Lollies, drugs, and...
You are kidding
Almost
me.
happy you didn't get that. I would have had to pay it. Jesus, Chad, have we got to run it? Do we get a runner-up price for that or not?
Papa's got a brand new bag.
Number 4. We learnt you can't let Dits loose at a charity function.
I went to the Sammy D Foundation Ball Friday night.
How did that go?
Adelaide Oval. Yeah, it was good.
I
Really
heard
good.
you were bidding again.
I didn't really know what I was doing. I found myself buying an advertising package for the Fresh FM breakfast show.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened.
You know what we're going to do, though? We're advertising Triple M on Fresh. That's
There you
what we're
go.
doing.
And here's a taste of the Triple M ad that ended up on Fresh FM.
Hey guys, if you've stayed up all night, don't forget to tune in to Rude, Dits and Loz. They're edgy.
Now kiss each other with tongue.
They like to party.
No, I'll put a dog suit on and look all night.
We have relatable contests.
Give us 3 things you buy in a bag.
drugs.
Number 3.
We learnt somehow Roo ended up behind enemy lines.
Yesterday, Roo ventured into enemy territory. Guest speaker at the Port Adelaide Football Club yesterday.
What were you doing over
Don't
at
tell
Nova?
anyone about that. I got bloody lied to to end up down there.
What do you mean?
David Hutton, former footballer, rang up and said, do you want to come and have lunch down at the Port Footy Club? I said, yeah, I'll come down and have a look.
Yeah.
I rock up down there, there's 250
Yeah.
bloody people at a lunch down
Well,
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
And what did you
bloody-
get at? Like, why would they want to know about a crow hero? What's that
How to
about?
win grand finals, perform under pressure, and not
Okay.
choke. You know, all that
Don't
stuff.
make me sick. Anyway, did a great job.
Can you do a talk at the Crows?
Loz.
Loz, we don't make jokes about the crows.
Ruth specifically asked me not to. Number 2.
We learnt about some weird animal facts. Dits kicked it off.
If an elephant, if Mummy and Daddy Elephant have cuddle time, I think their pleasure bit lasts for like 9 hours or something.
Pardon?
Oh, yeah. That's the elephant in the bedroom.
Oh, Dietmar.
If you got a big, let me search it.
Crazy animal facts.
Go to Morpheville. G'day, Anna.
When zebras are born, they stare at their mum's bum for about half an hour to remember the pattern of it so they can follow it in the herd.
James Christie's Beach, what's yours?
There's a male species of Australian hopping mouse that will mate until it is exhausted enough to pass away.
Come on, James. Where'd you pull that from?
Number 1.
Roo loves explaining things to Loz, like the time he He tried to explain the amount of years an AFL president can stay at a club.
What's the average sort of time for a president, do you think?
Well, Carlton have got a very different rule. Here, their president's only been there for 2 or 3 years, and he's not allowed to keep going.
There you go, Loz. About 2 or 3 years.
Eddie Maguire was nearly 30 years, wasn't he?
Sorry, Loz. 30 years.
Jeff Kennett wouldn't leave, but then he came back because they needed him.
Oh, hang on. No, you never actually have to leave ever.
But generally 3 or 4 terms, so 9 to 12 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. 9 to 12 years.
All right, coming up next.
Sometimes 6.
Actually, sometimes 6.
With that cleared up, this week it was time for Roo to explain what 8-point round in the AFL is.
This is the old-fashioned 8-point game, was. Now you're going to say, what does that mean? Well, when you got... So there's 6 sides between with 4 points between them. Port Adelaide 28, then 5 sides below them 1 game away. So if you win, you get 4 points. If the opposition team
lose,
yeah. So you gain 4, or you lose, or they gain 4.
I think I get it. 6 times 4 points divided by 28 times the amount of teams minus 4 points.
All right. Does that confuse you or not? On the ladder.
Let's get the girl to check the numbers.
If you get 4, you go up 4.
On the ladder.
Yes, on the ladder.
These numbers, they don't add up.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Okay.
No, that's all right. No,
All right.
okay.
It's an old 8-point game.
Okay.
It still doesn't add up.
The top 5 things we learnt on Roo, Dits and Loz this week.
Roo literally left the room there.
Sound man now has a black eye.
I think that's the first time we've had a walkout in the top 5.
Yeah.
Well done,
What happens
Sammy.
when your boss
As we
confuses
move
you?
on.
The top 5, all thanks to Peter Kittle there. Win big by servicing at Peter Kittle Toyota. Para Hills West, T's and C's apply. Rude, it's and Loz. Triple M.
We're putting our ear to the ground, pounding the pavement, and finding out the real issues around Adelaide. Please welcome to Triple M Breakfast, the voice of the suburbs.
Oh, she is all over every big topic out there in the suburbs. Good morning, voice.
Good morning, team. How is everyone feeling today?
Oh, pretty good,
Great.
pretty good.
How are you?
Nice. Well, I feel a bit tricked this week, Loz. I feel like I've fallen victim and I don't feel good about it.
Oh.
Did you get scammed online, or what happened?
No, none of that. But I was in the office this week and we were talking about boys' trips, going away for golf or fishing.
Very important.
Very important. And look, I'm a very supportive wife and I'm like, yes, no worries. But it's been revealed that there are a few tricks as to when to ask your partner if you can go on a boys' trip.
Oh, for higher success rates.
Yeah. And I thought I've compiled a list. A couple of the blokes around the office were telling me that there's a fine art in it. Yeah. So I thought I'd reveal what I've found and you can tell me what you think.
Oh, this is interesting. I've never thought about
How's
this.
the boys in the office revealing state secrets? This
I know.
is incredible.
I'm sure the bloke listeners are like, oh no, cat's out the bag. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, you ask your partner to go on a boys' trip after they've come back from a walk or been to the gym because endorphins are high, they're feeling happy, they're most likely to approve.
God, okay, all right.
Another bloke said, ask them when they're in front of extended family or friends because they can't say no when they're in the audience.
So naughty.
That's naughty.
Do you guys do that?
I ask after I find out that my wife's going to Taylor Swift or something like that.
Yes, perfect.
Leverage.
That is what I found out too. Ask them when they've got something coming up or they've just gotten back from it. If they've been out for a girls' night, you strike.
Yeah.
So that's when you ask.
Home and host.
Another guy from work said that he just pops it in the calendar on his phone, so then his partner gets an alert during the day. She's got time to, process it, and then it's not as hard at the end of the day when they come home over dinner. It's a lot of a softer approach. What do you think about that?
Nah, that would infuriate me.
Yeah.
An alert? Bali for 2 weeks, are you? Okay.
I know. I thought that was a bit
Make
dodgy.
tea a bit of a tough thing to get through.
Bit awkward.
Well,
any more?
Yes, this is the one that I've fallen victim to this month, and I'm very upset about it. You present an idea when there's an incentive for your partner. So I have just come back from a trip from Coffin Bay, beautiful part of South Australia, but my husband presented the idea that we were going away with the kids and another family. I was like, great, no worries. He said, how about you fly over with the 2 kids and I'll do the hard yards and I'll drive over to Coffin Bay.
That sounds good.
pull the runabout boat along, you
yeah.
know, I'll go. But I'll go 4 days ahead for a boys' fishing trip.
Yeah.
And you can come on day 5 with the kids, and then it'll be all roses. And I was like, oh, okay. But by the time I got there, he was fished out. He was tired. He was hungover. I felt duped. It was not fair at all. He was over it.
I need to meet this guy.
Yeah.
He sounds like my sort of bloke.
I actually think he might be a genius because I even was convinced until I realised that you still had to take care of the kids at home while he was on his trip. And then when you get there, he's hungover and you got to take care of the kids again.
Exactly. I felt very hard done by. And then on the way home, he presented that, I'll drive all the way back. You take the kids to the airport, no worries. So I was with the other family's wife and 2 kids. So there was 2 of us, 4 kids running around Port Lincoln Airport, taking all the toys off the shelves, wanting more sugar, getting into the plane, kicking the back of the chairs, getting into Adelaide Airport, getting on the conveyor belt, waiting for your transport to get from the airport to home. Then you got to unpack. Then you got to do the dinner. And then old mate husband rocks in at 7:30, and he's like,
Can you clean my fishing clothes?
Exactly. And he was complaining about the long drive.
Well, I tell you what, Voice, I'm looking forward to next week's segment about how girls get their girls' trips across to the boys.
Yeah.
All right,
Make
Dan,
sure you're honest.
guess what? I've actually booked a trip for Bali.
Hey!
And I'm going for 4 days with the girls, no kids, no husband. So I might have to have a week off The Voice and you'll see me the week after.
Excuse me, I'm looking forward to how you put that across to your husband. Thank you very much.
I'll report back.
Thanks, Voice. There she
See
is,
ya.
the voice of the suburbs. Yeah, hello. On this Friday morning, you would have just heard in the news. This is enormous news breaking. Let's go to the US. Here's Donald Trump.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. But the real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man. And it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace.
Donald Trump found guilty in the United States. Now, how do you get on calling a judge corrupt?
Oh, I would have thought there might have been something around defamation potentially.
Yeah, possible.
From that coach training we've done for radio. I don't think he's worried about that at this stage. But anyway, we'll find out more about that throughout the show. We've got the Rumour Mill coming up. It's your last chance to win $1,000 today with a rumour. And we're going to throw out a couple of Grinspoon tickets if you've got the best rumour for today.
Yep.
Port Adelaide fans, if you're annoyed about your performance last night, hear from your ex-captain, Tom Jonas, in about 15 minutes as well.
Right now, though, 133353, give us a buzz. $300 up for grabs. That'd be a great way to kickstart your weekend if you can give us 3 answers in 5 seconds.
And the wheelie bin, just after 8, $9,200 if you can guess what's in Loz's wheelie bin.
It's Triple M.
Tell us about sleeping.
Right, so last night, this is not a good example because I've got hay fever at the moment. I was sneezing all night, so I could
And you
not
look
sleep.
as tired as I've seen you for a long time.
Because it's not just that, it's my eyes are all puffy from the hay fever. So, shocking example, and it's bad timing. But
It's the worst I've had it.
But it's you, Loz.
It is, but this sleep pack has actually changed my life. I've always struggled falling to sleep. Can stay asleep once I'm asleep, normally if I'm not sneezing. That's not an issue. It's the falling asleep. I can't drift off. My mind just won't stop. So
What are you thinking about?
Just a million things.
Us.
Archaeology.
All of that. Everything. Yeah. And one thought leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. And suddenly I'm like, where's my birth certificate? And I'm up looking for that. I haven't seen that in a while. Anyway, so this works. What you do, and it's very simple. You lay down in your bed like you normally would. Close your eyes. Get comfortable.
That part. We've got all that part, right?
Close your eyes for 30 seconds.
Nude or dressed? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Whatever you prefer. That's not important.
Isn't it?
30 seconds. Count to 30 with your eyes closed, breathing in and out, through your nose preferably, but if you've got a blocked nose.
But you're doing a lot of things at once.
Closing your eyes and breathing.
That's why you can't sleep.
Is that what you consider multitasking?
I've had to do 5 things so far.
Oh, my God. Anyway.
Just slow down.
You allowed to have a fart? Or,
you can fart if you want.
Okay, good.
No, hold it in.
That's not good.
30 seconds of closing your eyes. Count to 30. Once you reach 30, open your eyes halfway. Don't
I'd be
do the
out
full.
by 30.
Well, then you don't
Well, then
need
you
this
don't need
tip.
to listen to this then.
Right.
This is for the people who can't sleep.
Righto.
Open your eyes halfway at 30 seconds.
Halfway.
Not the full open, just halfway. Count to 5. Close them again. Count to 30 again. Right? Next time you open just slightly less.
Quarter.
Sounds like you're at the gym.
So you're doing sets. Essentially, you're doing sets, right?
Yeah.
Eyelid raises.
I thought this was bull twang. I was
Yeah.
like, whatever. I was asleep. I can only remember doing 2 sets. And then I was asleep the first night I did it. Second night, 1 set, out.
Yeah.
It completely, it recalibrates your sort of, it takes your mind off of all the things you're thinking about and you concentrate on this thing.
Yeah, right.
And it allows your body to completely focus.
I'll try it.
04 888 51047. Are you agreeing with Loz's
Or
little
have you just
sleep
gone to
hack
sleep?
here?
Yeah.
How could they agree with it until they test it out? Monday, get back to me. Try the
All right.
30-second
I'm going to do it
open.
over the weekend. I'm a bad sleeper. I need help, so I'm
See
going to
how
try.
you
You
go,
have
Diz.
not got the resilience to do that. You would give up after that. You would count. You'd get to about 7 and you go, this is bullshit.
Fittest man in the
No,
world. He
I've
did
gotta
2
try.
hours on the Stairmaster. He can do this.
I've got to try.
Yep. There you go. If you're sneezing, though, it'll wake you up.
Yeah.
He played over 200 AFL games.
And Jonas kicks the goal, second career goal in his 210 games.
He's the former Port Adelaide captain.
Big tackle, Jonas, captain's wrap-up.
Please welcome to Triple M Breakfast, Tom Jonas.
2 goals in 210 games.
Wow.
Just when they counted dits.
Right.
They needed you last night in the
That's
last
right.
quarter.
Yeah,
Eight goals in the last quarter, Carlton. You can't win when that happens.
Yeah, you cannot. You're always a better player once you're finished. I walk around the outer once I can't get a game, and they're like, "Get your boots out, Tommy." I was like,
We need you.
"Yeah," but no, it was disappointing last night. They were in it for 3 quarters, but Carlton sort of had the ascendancy most of the night, didn't they?
Are they not good enough, Port, or are they underachieving
I
with
think
what
there's
they've got?
too many players not delivering enough at the moment. I think, the likes of your Butters and Horn Francis's, Burn Jones, Mitch Georgiadis last night are contributing heavily, and there's a few that just aren't quite in the form they need to be in to mix it with the best sides.
Do they need to change a couple of players in the back line? Do they need to push Farrell and Burton maybe higher up the ground and get players like Bergman and maybe Darcy Byrne-Jones, who are better known for defending back there, to try and stiffen up the defence?
Yeah, well, Darce was known for playing down back. I don't know if he was known for defending, but so I'd leave him up. I'd leave him up forward. He's been really good up there. I reckon you can definitely.
You got anyone else you can shift back
Yeah, I
there
reckon.
then?
Yeah, Bergman for sure can spend some time there. He played really good footy there for patches of last year, and then if you can get some pressure from below with Trent McKenzie playing some good footy and Tom Cleary, then that gives you options if people aren't necessarily playing.
They don't want to go taller, though. They've already got 3 tallers
No,
back
but but players have got to be getting the job done. But yeah, there's opportunities to mix it around a bit. Hopefully you get Rosie back in next week, and then that gives you that extra midfielder, whether you roll them through half back or half forward wing.
But Tom, isn't there a lack of defence all over the ground though? Like when we see what happened last night.
Yeah, it feels like maybe they're not quite winning enough battles. You need at least with those big guys break even, if not be sort of 70-30, because they take most of their opportunities. So there's some slow ball coming in. It's just being able to capitalise on that. And as you can see in a low scoring game, it doesn't take much for it to get away from you.
They were pretty good last night, Carlton. They moved the ball really quick. I thought it was as aggressive as I've seen them play. So I thought it was a high-quality game. I thought Port held on pretty well in the first half and then just got a little bit touched up.
Yeah, I look at Carlton and they're just like a really clean, polished side. Their handballs hit the mark. Their foot skills are neat. They're able to take the footy off us in the first quarter and just chip it around and then move forward when the opportunity presented itself, a bit like we saw with the Crows last week. So they're finding a bit of nick.
Is Marshall a bit of a concern in big games? Or does he just have a bad night?
Look, I think it's probably he's playing on one of the best defenders in the comp in Wiedering. But look, I love Toddy. I'm always going to go into bat for him. Maybe he's not quite in his best nick, but yeah, he's playing against a quality player, and there wasn't a whole lot of quick footy coming in. So I'd have him picked every week.
Port supporters are a bit unforgiving.
They are.
So after a
in
game
the best
like last
kind of
night,
way,
they want to win.
Do you know a couple of them?
About the 300 messages I got after the game last night, I know a few. But you said a moment ago, some players aren't quite performing. You mentioned Cleary McKenzie. What else? Like, is it, does Ken Hinkley have to go to the change room and look at about 5 or 6 and say, right, you're in the reserves next week, and I'm bringing... Is there a group of players? Well, that's what I'm asking. Is there a group of players that can come in, or do they have to stick with what they've got and just get them into form?
Yeah, I think what they've got's there. I think you use the break to make some changes in terms of mentality and maybe things you're doing at training, but they're a little bit thin at the moment. There's a few to come back, but they haven't got a wealth of blokes to pick from until you get the likes of Rosie, Rioli, McKenzie, Sin back. They're a couple men down, so probably don't have a whole lot of options in terms of you just want to work with what you've got, sort of that sort of 28 to 30 blokes and get the best out of them.
What about yourself, heading over to Kangaroo Island for a game on the weekend, the rumour mill tells us?
How much are they paying you? This is twice in a couple of weeks.
For the love of the game.
Oh,
that's what ex-AFL footballers do.
Okay.
It's called building the game, Dits, and giving back. I'm not sure you've heard of it, but they do make sure they put me on the roughest ferry, so I'm looking out the window right now.
Ferry today,
I checked the forecast, 40 knots.
Nice.
You're not taking the kids, are you?
And I got the kids, and we got a bit of form. So
they will throw up there.
Well, can you remember the weather over Christmas?
Yeah.
Boxing Day was horrific. We went to KI, so we're on the ferry, and I was pretty bullish. I don't get seasick. No one in the family does. We'll be all right. And so I gave him a couple of yogurts, as you do, dairy products.
You should have given him bloody orange juice as well and red cordial.
Honestly, I could see Penisher, I could see the jetty, and then Matilda's been chirpy all trip, and then just goes quiet and just across the table, all over George and me.
Tits did that in time on in the last quarter last night.
Yeah, I know how she feels. Yeah.
So I'll keep you posted.
Good luck over there in Kangaroo Island. Have a good game. Do the community service like you're doing very well, and hopefully Port can tidy their act up over the bye, get Rioli and Rosie back and be a bit stronger.
Yeah, we'll be right.
AutoCam, real-time video from Automasters. Triple M's Rumour Mill, Adelaide's most listened to segment. Hear it every day at 7:40 on Roo, Dits and Loz.
Okay, let's go to our rumours.
It's May the 31st, the last chance for $1,000. Let's head to Monopara. G'day, Andy.
G'day, gang. How are you?
Good. What have you got for us?
Well, with winter coming on, I've tried to get a couple of scripts done, but the chemists are telling me that there is a real shortage of asthma puffers in SA and possibly Australia. And there's a lot of trouble trying to get them everywhere.
When's the worst season for asthmatics?
It can be winter and then summer, of course, as well.
So both.
So all year round. Okay.
Yeah, very hard to get hold of.
That's no good.
That is no good.
Obviously, I know an asthmatic mate, and if he didn't have his puffer, it was bloody nasty.
It'd be quite stressful, actually, yeah.
So what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
You got to just hunt around, and hopefully the doctors can give you another script to try and get something else. And so it's very, very hard all round.
I don't know if I missed this. Did you tell us why there's a shortage?
Just supply apparently.
Right.
More people need it. Are you saying?
No, just whoever makes them. Just I know there's a supply issue. That's all that we've been told through the chemists and the hospitals.
Oh, good luck, Andy. Hopefully that can be sorted out.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not a long-term issue, but check with your doctors.
That's no good if that's true. 048885 1047. If you're out there and you're asthmatic and you've had trouble getting a puffer, get in contact with us. We'd like to know.
Yeah.
This is an issue that's happening out there, for sure.
All right. You got anything on the text line,
Yes,
Loz?
I do, actually. I'm not sure. I haven't run this by you, Roos, so I'm just going to go with it.
What do you mean you haven't run it by
It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. This is an anonymous rumour. Jake Lacocious has been looking for houses in SA with a high probability of a trade to the Crows to partner up with Isaac Rankin.
Jack Lacocious, star player.
It said Jake on the text line, but it's a Jack?
Yeah, it's Jack.
Yeah.
Gold Coast.
He's what?
He's looking for houses, and there's a high probability of a trade.
Alistair
Well, he's
Clarkson
an Adelaide
was
boy,
buying a
isn't
house.
he?
And,
Yeah, he's an Adelaide boy. He's best mates with Connor Rosie.
yeah.
Woodville Restaurant.
His dad drinks at the Lockleys.
Yeah.
No,
Do you know anything about any listeners?
I know he's best mates with Connor Rosie.
Right. So what are you
So nothing
saying?
you
That
want to share with us, Roo?
not
about
crows.
this?
Yeah, all I would say is you are allowed to buy houses in South Australia and not play footy.
No, you're not.
Okay.
No, but
No,
you are,
not.
you're allowed to, but I just don't think
You're allowed to buy
I
houses
don't know
and
why,
live in them
why
as well.
Lukosius would be doing
Funnily
that.
enough, that's
Yeah.
been going on for a while.
Really?
Yeah, you can.
You can also rent them out. Have you
Can
heard
you?
about renting?
Really?
Oh,
But you can
have
live
you
in
heard
them
about
too.
negative gearing?
I'm learning
Have
so
I?
much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So he's definitely coming then. I think we can.
Yeah, we can lock that one in. Lukosius to the Crows on a 5-year deal. If you've got a rumour, there's still time.
Gee, how many? Have we got 15 players coming next year?
You got a big
Apparently.
squad.
Yeah,
you got a very big
Was
massive
it
squad.
Haywood?
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? Him?
Well, Lukosius.
Lukosius.
Jar said English. Who else?
Wow.
Just whole new team.
Not Gordon. It's Rude. It's a
Not
loss.
Golden.
Triple M.
Listening to our Triple M Brisbane breakfast show, a lady called Margot, who does the show, told a funny story.
Got a story on our wedding night. My husband, as we were entering back to our hotel room, someone had left, you know how they leave their room service out the front of the door once they've finished with it? Corey
What'd he
picked up and ate half an already eaten BLT sandwich. I said, don't you dare. And he picked it up. He put that little silver tray back down on the thing, picked up the BLT.
So there you
just
go.
went-
That's the gist of the story. Would you ever eat a half-finished piece of room service on
What do
a
you want?
tray
Do you want the
outside?
truth? You want the truth, or do you want?
I do want the truth, Loz. I'm looking at you because
Well-
I get the feeling you're in this sort of mould.
I used to work in hospitality, and sometimes you'd get people who ordered a massive meal or a massive steak, particularly with the good quality stuff. I'm not eating, half-eaten schnitzel.
Yeah.
But if it was a well-cooked steak and they didn't eat it,
God, what
sometimes some of us, when we would get the plate, we would just cut the bit off where they had cut at it, and
What are you, bin chicken?
not dissimilar to a bin chicken.
How often would you do this?
Not often.
Just daily. Well, only
Well,
once a
I was
day,
doing
dudes.
like 5 12-hour shifts a week. You get hungry. Sometimes
So
things
you
would happen.
will finish off a half-eaten meal that someone's left.
Look, it was a
5
different
12-hour
time.
shifts a week.
Yeah, well,
That's a lot of work.
You'd start. Yeah, I was working a lot. You'd start in the morning and you'd close. You'd start at 8 and close at 10, but then you'd get a 2-hour break in the middle.
Wow.
Roo,
What?
would you do it?
No, I just eat dog food.
You do.
Out of the fridge.
That's right.
Yeah, you have done that actually.
Yeah.
No.
So if
look,
you're walking down the hallway, let's say there's a
No.
bowl of cold chips there that
No.
haven't really been touched.
no. Or
You're in a nice hotel.
No.
There's a lot of factors here, Dits. Has a drop of drink been taken? Have you had a drink of beer? Have you had a drink of wine? Then maybe that increases the chances of, maybe you see something
Yeah,
at the
I'm
door.
thinking it's like 2 a.m. You've been
Okay.
out. You're on your way home.
Okay, so you've had some drinks. The food, what conditions is it in? Is it mangled or is it just a couple of bites and they've changed their mind?
Well, like I say, it could be a fully pristine bowl of chips just sitting there that they didn't really touch.
Yeah, I'd probably
You're
go
not
hard.
analysing it when you're hammered.
No.
But the chips don't age so good. They go a bit cold and a bit
Yeah, but you're
soggy.
hungry.
Well,
But
if
a
you're
half-eaten
hungry,
burger's fine, is it?
depends.
Oh, God.
There are variables. I can't answer this truthfully without knowing everything about it. But
I think
yes,
we know
I
what
have
you're
done that
doing,
sort of
Loz.
thing. Yeah.
I think we know what you're doing.
Triple M. It's time for your favourite game. Loz's Wheelie Bin of Fortune.
Yeah, there's something in my wheelie bin.
Yeah, clues, please, Loz.
Okay, so the clues so far have been unoccupied, chocolate, Japan, 2022 floods, and ages 3 and up. They all connect back to the item in the wheelie bin. We've had lots of great guesses. Yesterday we had empty dollhouse, empty packet of Jaffas, Coco the kangaroo, which was a stuffed kid's toy.
Right.
So that one's a lot of chocolate stuff, and then we're sort of seeing people branch out. Because the thing about the clues is that, you got to try and figure out which one connects to which thing. Like, is it chocolate because it's chocolate, or is it chocolate because that refers to something else? It's like, you've got to use your brain to try and get to the answer.
Okay.
Oh, that's too
Good
hard.
explanation.
No, we don't want to do that.
No, but people are. The way that people are coming up with these
Yeah.
answers is
Are
incredible.
they
Very
close?
cryptic.
I can't say whether they're close or not. You will not catch me out. You will not catch
All right,
me
let's
out.
go to
Don't you hate
Katrina at Happy Valley. Hello, Katrina.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. All right, Katrina, what is your guess?
Okay, my guess is Caramello Koala playing cards.
Caramello koala playing cards.
Wait, do you
Okay.
mean, hang on a second. Do you mean a Caramello koala who is playing cards, or the playing card. Caramello koala
cards.
playing cards.
Yes, definitely the ones you play poker with.
Okay, all right.
So it's a pack of cards.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, how'd you get to that?
A few different things, but the chocolate thing, obviously, and Packet has had me thinking about it. And I know with the floods, rain, and there was a koala named Rain. Yeah, that was. I know that was some stuff.
Wow. I'm liking the creativity. I'm liking
She's using her brain.
She's using her brain.
For $9,200. Drum roll, please.
I'm afraid not. That's not it. I'm so sorry.
Well done, Katrina. Good
Katrina,
effort, though.
very, very well done. That's the kind of thinking you need. You need to be creative.
$9,300 at 10 o'clock, everyone.
We do it at 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, until it goes off each day. It'll go up 100 times each time there's an incorrect guess.
God, it's getting really high now.
Carlton, big winners here on Thursday night footy. It's an historic win in Adelaide for their club. They lead and win by 36 points over Port Adelaide. 16-11, 107 to 10-11, 71.
Yeah, enough of that. 8-goal final term from the Blues. They were far too good. Former Port skipper Tom Jonas was in the studio earlier this morning. This is what he had to say.
Too many players not delivering enough at the moment. I think, the likes of your Butters and Horn Francis's, Burn Jones, Mitch Georgiadis last night are contributing heavily, and there's a few that just aren't quite in the form they need to be in to mix it with the best sides.
Are they good enough to contend seriously this year, Ditz, or are they making up the numbers?
I think making up the numbers from what we saw last night, Roo. That was a fair test against I think Carlton are a very good side, but you've got to beat very good sides if you want to be a contender.
Yeah.
And at home, in front of your home crowd, 8-goal final term, lose by 36 points, they're not good enough.
I reckon they'll be having a good look in the mirror today. I reckon they'd be really disappointed with that. It was an opportunity to try and get rid of this stigma that they can't perform in big games, and it was a big fail last night.
Yep, no doubt. Let's move on. The Crows getting ready to play Hawthorn at the MCG. Jordan Dawson's been in ripping form recently, and their coach Sam Mitchell has noticed.
He's going to be a massive player for them, and we're going to need to curtail him, whether that's with Finn or with a different matchup. I'm not sure just yet. He's a star.
Haven't won there since 2017 at the MCG. They've been close the last couple of years, but close is not good enough. They're sick of the close losses. This is a big game. Looking forward to seeing this because both sides have a crack. They both play attacking footy. This will be a ripper. Hawthorn have lost their ruckman. That gives Adelaide an edge. I'm really looking forward to it.
Indeed. Hey, Loz, earlier this morning we were watching the scores live coming out of Paris. Our boy Tanasi Kokonakis, he was 2 sets to love down, and he's come back and won in 5.
Bloody exciting.
Magnificent. Through to the third round of the French Open.
Good on you, Cocky.
And Alex Dimonor won as well.
We'll look forward to watching the Matildas at Adelaide Oval tonight.
On Triple M Breakfast with Roo, Ditz and Loz.
I need the tip.
Get it straight from the horse's mouth. I'm Mr. Red. It's time for Roo's Tip of the Week.
All right, before we get to the horses, Roo, let's go through the footy quickly for people's footy tips. Collingwood Bulldogs.
Just think they got too many injuries, Collingwood. I'm tipping the Dogs.
Okay, Hawthorn Crows.
I'm confident the Crows will get it done. They are hungry for victory at the MCG.
West Coast St Kilda.
Jeez, you can't tip either of them with any confidence. No. I'm going for the Eagles at home.
At home. Geelong Richmond at Geelong.
Don't like the way either of these are going either, but I'll go for the Cats.
Melbourne Freo.
This is in Alice Springs, isn't it?
Good point.
Yes.
It is.
Gee whiz, you could toss a coin up there, but I'll go with the D's.
All right, Gold Coast Essendon.
Bloody hell.
I reckon
another
Essendon
coin tosser.
I reckon Essendon have got a virus through the camp.
Yeah, I'll go with the Suns at home.
All right, let's get to the races.
By the way, we have the exact same footy tips.
Exact.
Great one, sink alike, was it?
Right, identical.
All right. I'm going to break the duck. I've been very, very unlucky the last couple of weeks with these horses. They just keep running into dead ends.
We've noticed.
They're like that.
Don't have to tell us.
They're like that baby zebra staring at the mum's bum. That's what my horse has been doing.
That's it.
Race 5, number 6 will win tomorrow.
Will win.
Now, don't go stupid with your betting because it is called punting, not investing.
Yeah.
Race 5, number 6, Clabell. I just think it's too good. We'll get back. We'll have plenty of time to run past them. I think it's too good. Race
$2,
5,
double your
6.
money.
All right. Well, if it wins, when it wins, just put your winnings. Don't put all of it on race 8, number 10. This is $17, Dits.
Ooh.
Well, I just think it's a very, very open race. I was going to back the 3 in this race, Talking Italian, it's called, but I'm going with the 10 Streetcar Apollo. I just think it's an open race. It's good value. I'm going to put $1 each way if my $2 investment on race 5 wins, okay?
All right.
All right, well, have a great weekend, everyone. Go the Matildas tonight. Loz's Wheelie bin on Monday's 9,500.
Yes.
And we'll catch you on Monday.
All right, have a good weekend.